Right, an update on the vase. Okay, I've got a good few questions asked about it. Now, there's the bottom of it finished there. Okay, when it was torn, I turned some rings on the outside here, and then the little disc I made, I just turned 2 more rings on it and set it in there, so you kind of obscures it. And that was another piece of yew that I had that was near enough the same colour. Okay, I was asked about the cracking on it. Just little hairline cracks turned up in the knot there, and a few there. See them, they're gone brown through, see them there? That was it. It's turned now about 8 weeks and it's practically dry now anyway. I had this kept in a paper bag in here, and first of all outside, and then brought it in here in a paper bag, and it's been sitting in this shed here. This shed is pretty warm because it has an oil burner in the corner here that heats the house, and it should be ready to go inside and into the house temperature now. I'd say like it was pretty okay. It wasn't actually saturated wet wood. Okay, now as to people were asking about the yew going brown. Okay, I'll show you some yew. A number of years ago, there's a candlestick. You can see the brown. UV sunlight is what does this to the wood. Okay, so if you wanted to use a protective coating for ultraviolet, probably to reduce this from happening. But over time, if you live in near sunlight or any kind of light with any particular type of wood, this is what happens to it. And here's an old bold. You can see how brown that's gone. That had the same colours as that form there. Okay, that's been used. It's been well battered. That's probably one of the first yew bowls that I actually turned a good few years ago. About 7-year-old that would be. Easy. Okay, you can see the brown in that. Now, as for sanding the inside of it, okay, I basically use, this is a sanding pad, right? All I have here is a bit of foam with some velcro on it. You stick it on it there for my hand, to get my hand in around the rim. Okay, I use this one here to go in there to do the bottom. Okay, and then I use this one here to go in and do the sides. That fits in there. I'm not going to put it in now because it'll only scratch it. And just basically adjust it as needed to go around the inside of the form. Okay, so the opening is big enough for this. You can actually get them smaller in different sizes. So you basically make up whatever you had, a stick with a slot in it with some sandpaper. That'll go into the forms and things like that. Okay, that's the sanding end of it. It's all sanded up to 320 on the inside. It's just really, when you look in, the thing about this vase, you can actually see into it. You don't want to have it really bad looking on the inside. And I went overboard really on this. I went inside and sanded lovely inside. Okay, the hollowing tool. There's another question. That's it there. It's a Roly Monroe. Have it a number of years, no problem with it. It's pretty good. The only problem is getting the shavings out of the hollow form. When you use this, you make shavings, so you can pull shavings out. If you make dust with other tools, that just breaks the fibres up. You have to get a vacuum to vacuum it out. It's a versatile tool. It's pretty good. No problem with it. And you can get a scraper attachment that goes with it as well. Okay, for shear scraping the inside of the forms. Okay, we was asked a question about these tools here. This is a woodcut, is the name or the producer of this tool. I have a set of 4. This is a spindle gouge I was using around the hollow form. The long bar does actually stop vibration if you're going over, if you have to long reach over the tool rest, which is good with them. That's one point about them. But the only thing about them I can say, right, for to buy this shaft now, I just bought shafts and put my own handles. That tip there now is more expensive than the whole shaft at the moment because the way the dollar is going. When I bought them, there was a guy who was selling them in the UK and they weren't expensive as they are now. Them tips are actually dearer than the whole shaft, so will I be replacing them? Not unless the price comes down on them. That's about it. But they are a pretty good tool, like, but I prefer me Ellsworth gouge over them. But if I have to use this, it has its place. Like all tools have their place. They do come in handy. They do have their place. Okay, so that's all I can really say about that tool. For another name for use, the Latin names is all would be, I don't know what in America. One guy was asking, is there another name for in the USA? Maybe some of you guys could tell me. I don't really know about that end of it. Okay, so that's all I can really think of off my head now that was down to be asked, and that's pretty it. That's it. Right? I can't think of anything else that was asked. Unless other comments come in, I'll try and answer them. But I haven't got much time on my hands at the moment. I'm going to try and do a video up now today. That's why I'm out here. I have a quick little video. I'm going to try and put it up at the end of the week. And so that's all I can really add at the moment. And I'd just like to wish you all a happy Christmas and have a great new year. And I hope to see you all soon. And take care now and goodbye.